Hey, y'all. Happy Friday. I hope you all are having a great Good Friday and happy Easter weekend. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ples. Here's my channel, Scared of Beautiful. On this channel, I love to cover all things me. All things that I'm passionate about, whether that's reality TV, health and wellness, self improvement, dating, relationships, all the things that we need to live our best lives. I am out here on a journey to better myself, and I hope that you all are too. So, whatever tips, dialogue that I have to share, I want to bring it to you guys. So, if you are new here, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. If you are one of my faithful subscribers, thank you all so much for supporting me in this journey and on this channel. You can be all over YouTube, but you choose to be here, and I'm truly grateful for that. So, it's Freaky Friday, as we like to call it in these internet streets, but it's also Good Friday, so we need to do a little good on Freaky Friday. We have been talking about the last week or two. The internet has been ablaze with, the Derrick Jaxn drama, the Martell Holt drama. If you haven't heard it, you must have been under a rock somewhere. Derrick Jaxn was this self-proclaimed relationship expert who would tell women, particularly Black women, all the things that you should not accept from a man and how you should never settle. Well, he was exposed as an adulterer. He has been cheating on his wife left and right. And then we have Mr. Martell Holt, who is on our own reality show called Love and Marriage Huntsville. If you watch the show, you know that he's been cheating on his wife for about 5 years. And his mistress, the latest reveal is that she was pregnant. She had a child. But this last week, there were allegations of more than one mistress. Thankfully, his wife left. But if you're a single woman like me in these dating streets, I wanted to come on and give some tips that you can watch out for if you are online dating, and make sure that you don't end up with a married man and become an unknown mistress or a side chick, and then it's too late. You've fallen in love, you don't want to leave. Some people don't leave. Some go on and leave once they find out the guy is married. That's the best thing to do, because it's a dead end street, sis. It's a dead end street. So before I get started, y'all, this is my experience. This is for edutainment purposes. I am no relationship expert, don't want to be, but I know what I know. I have been burned a couple of times myself in these online dating streets. And a lot of people are turning to online dating now with the whole pandemic. It's hard to get out here and meet people. We're not going to nightclubs. Some people aren't even still going to church yet, the grocery store, bars, places where you may normally meet a man in real life. So we're turning to online dating, whether that's the actual websites, whether that's an app. You have Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, eHarmony, Match.com, Plenty of Fish. I would not recommend Plenty of Fish. 0 stars, Beyond Ghetto. Do not recommend. Throw them back in the swamp, alley, wherever those fish come from. POF is the pits. Don't do it, sis. So what I want to talk about is it's not just bad, right? I actually have friends, line sisters, people that I know personally who have met their spouses online. One of my friends met her spouse on Tinder. They're happily married. Another line sister of mine met her spouse off of Match.com. they're happily married. But statistics show that 53% of people in online dating lie on their profiles. What do they lie about? They lie about their age, their height and their weight, their income, and dun, 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 their marital status. So, if you don't want to unknowingly get caught up in the web of a married man, we're going to go through a few actual profiles that I screenshot when I was swiping myself on Tinder, and show you what to look out for so that you don't get hooked up with a married and or already attached man. There are key things that you need to be looking for in these profiles. Now, again, I have done the due diligence of removing any names to protect the innocent. I'm not going to put them all the way on Front Street. Some of the men didn't even have a name up there for me to remove, so that made the work easier for me. But we're going to go through these profiles and I will show you all what you should be looking for so that you don't get caught in this trap. We do not want to be saving all of our love a la Whitney Houston or Ariana Curry. Don't want to do that. That's Martell Holt's mistress, for y'all who don't know. We don't want this. We don't want to be desperate at all. So let's get into some of these profiles and show you what not to take. As my mother says, don't take any wooden nickels. I see y'all's comments. Thank you so much. It's just me in here. I don't have a moderator yet, so I will get to them as soon as I can. And first, the type of married man that I actually like, the honest one. This is D. D was 61 miles away from me at the time, and D said he is married, period, bored, period. That's it. Straight, direct, to the point. So if you hook up with D, you already know, what you're going to get. Now, one thing to recognize about D's profile is there's no picture. It's black, just a black square. So, major key alert. Whenever you see a profile with no picture, 9 times out of 10, they're married or otherwise attached. No picture, nothing to share other than an initial. But you didn't even have to guess with him. He's letting you know up front what it is. The next one. See, this is why I use those pictures in the thumbnail of Martell Holt in the gym and Derrick Jaxn showing off all of his buffness, because this is another earmark of married men. He has a picture here, but there's no face. He just wants you to see the goods that he's offering. The body is nice and tight, but again, he doesn't have a name. What's his name? It says friend in the gym. Now, if I wanted to give the benefit of the doubt, I could say, well, he's just looking for a friend to join him in the gym. But I was born at night, but it wasn't last night. I'm 37. I'll be 38 in a few weeks. This is likely a trainer or someone else who already spends a lot of time in the gym to the point where his wife or partner would not notice that he's at the gym more than usual. And it's a built-in excuse or alibi if a woman does start to come around too much, or someone somewhere sees him with this woman in the gym. He can easily say, "Oh, that's my client. I'm training her." Trainers are notorious cheaters. And yeah, that's again, no picture, no name, something you need to look out for. Next, we have TJ. So again, lesson number one, TJ has no picture, just that black square again. He's 6'2". A lot of ladies are out here looking for tall men. He is positive and polite, according to himself. And he is looking for something discreet that can be long term. So again, you have to learn how to decode language when you are online dating and trying to make sure you don't get bamboozled. Looking for something discreet means that he needs you to be private, quiet, probably okay with being a homebody, because guess what? He can't take you out, sis. He can't take you out on the town. Won't be no whining and dining. We got to be discreet. Shh. And he wants it to be long term. So I'll at least give him brownie points because he doesn't just want to be slanging and banging everywhere. He wants one main entree to accompany, one main side dish to accompany his entree. All right. But TJ is suspect. No picture, just initials again. And he needs you to be quiet and be okay with being quiet. His little secret. Now we start getting into the meat and potatoes. Here we have Chris. Chris actually had his name up. I don't know if it was his real name or not, but that was his name. His name was something else, so I changed it. He was 37. I covered up where he allegedly went to college and where he allegedly lives. But he was 3 miles away from me that night when I was swiping. He is allegedly 37. But again, as we see, no face, no case. Chris had no picture. This was the only picture he had, his body. He wants you to see again what he has to offer. He says he is in town for a week. And look, y'all know how I hate grammar, so I'm gonna fix it for him. Looking to get to know someone while I'm down here to chill out with and maybe go grab a drink. Lord, no commas, no periods, nothing. I'm already turned off, but I was already turned off with no face, no case. But you have to really learn to pay attention to the words, right? So let's break it down. I'm in town for a week. So he's letting you know, I don't live here. This is a fly-by-night thing. And sis, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a smash and dash, if you don't want anything serious, if you're not trying to get to be somebody's wife, fiance, long-term girlfriend, cool. I'm just letting you know, if you are on the market for something like that, these aren't the type of men that you're going to get that from. So he's in town for a week. He's looking to get to know someone while he's down here. You can't really get to know someone in a week, but okay. He wants to chill out, basically Netflix and chill, and maybe go grab a drink. So at best, He's willing to take you to the bar and get a drink. When do we go to the bar? At night. Less traffic, less likely to see you, less likely to see somebody who knows you, who can see you and report back to your spouse or significant other. So remember, whenever you see profiles and it's somebody who's dropping in here and there, usually those are businessmen who may travel for their jobs and they find hookups while they're out on the road to get their itches scratched. It is what it is. No tea, no shade. Again, if that's what you like, have at it. Now, I saved the best for last. As we would say in French, the piece de resistance, excuse me. This is James. James's profile was super long because he was detailed. And again, that's not James's real name, but I did him a solid and covered up his real name. Same as we've already said, no face, no case. James has no picture. He has his chest out, but he really wanted to let you know what you would be getting in this deal. So as we can see here, we have a white hotel towel and a print. Nice little print there. He's showing off all the goods. He's letting it all hang out. He is in sales, so again, likely travels a lot. Straight man. He was 6 miles away from me at the time. He's interested in coffee. Something nice and quick. Grabbing a drink again. Netflix and chilling. He's a foodie and he loves football. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of what James is out here looking for. James says, in the professional field, so hence why my face is hidden. He's already given you an excuse, a plausible one, but an excuse nonetheless. I am an attorney. I'm in a professional field. I don't have my face hidden on Tinder or on any dating site that I'm on. But he lets you know he's willing to send pictures if you're looking for what he's looking for. So if you're interested in all the rest of these things he's going to list, he's willing to send you a picture. Next, he says the BBC. If you are new to online dating or internet speak, BBC stands for Big Black, I'll say rooster. That's what it means. If you don't know alternate words for rooster, use your Googles. The rooster is 9 inches. He wants you to know that. He is very handsome, according to him, clean, according to him, and DDF professional. So DDF is, again, internet slang. Stands for disease and drama free. So if you get involved with James, he would like you also to be disease and drama free. He doesn't want any STDs to carry back to his wife or significant other, and he doesn't want any drama. He doesn't want you to get in your feelings and expose him to his wife or significant other or on the internet or otherwise. He's looking for a FWB, for safe sex. FWB means friends with benefits. Yeah, he's putting it all out there. This is what he wants. Friends with benefits, safe sex. Wrapping it up again so that hopefully he doesn't bring any diseases or babies, Martell Holt, back to his wife or significant other. I don't like to bed hop, so I he doesn't say I, but so want it to be consistent, ongoing, NSA fun. So again, he's a good outside, side, whatever, husband, dude, cheater, because he doesn't like a bunch of women on the side. He just really wants a consistent one. So he wants to use up all your time, get you all engaged and attached, but no strings attached. He wants it to be no strings attached. Now, people say that all the time, but the reality is, for most humans, particularly women, long-term sex equals feelings, strings. You say you might sign up for no strings. You may sign up for FWB, friends with benefits, smash and dash. But if it's good and you like it, feelings get attached. Next, he says he practices very great hygiene. Okay. And this is the kicker. He is looking for BBWs plus mature older women to, again, you who may not know short hand, BBW means big, beautiful women. And then he also says mature older women. So in the mind of a cheater, right, that's what we're getting in their minds. Not all, y'all don't kill me in these comments. I know we don't like generalizations and stereotypes, but the world operates on generalizations and stereotypes. So, in general, people tend to think that BBWs, big, beautiful women, have lower self-esteem and are willing to accept these types of arrangements because they'll take whatever they can get, right? That's what people think. That's the word on the curb. And mature older women, we talk about it all the time on the gossip panel that I do all about the tea. Most older women, even if they find out that they were a mistress, a side chick, or whatever, they're not going to blast the person. They're not going to run to the internet. They care about their reputation, how they look at the church, how they look at work. They're not going to openly let people know I was sleeping with a married man. So he wants someone who can handle his lifestyle, and if they find out later, won't blow it up. He's saying a lot, but he's not saying it. He wasn't as good as D that we saw earlier, who just said flat out, I'm married and I'm bored. He's letting you know, but you got to be able to decode the BS to get to it. Next, he says he prefers someone who can host. This right here, another major key alert. Another, make sure you peep the game, right? Hold on, let me put it back. I prefer someone who can host. That means you can't come to his house, sis. He needs to be able to come to your house. And it means he's somewhat cheap because he's not even going to get you a hotel room. He wants to come to your house where you live. He wants you to be able to host y'all's activities. Then he goes on to say, I can host occasionally during the daytime with the winking emoji. So that means he's super trifling because when his wife or significant other is at work, he's willing to bring you in to everything so y'all can do whatever y'all do in the house. In the daytime, though. Hopefully the neighbors and everybody else is at work. That's the only time he can host. Then he goes on with the hashtag of BBC, reiterating that BBC and hashtag dominate. So he may be into some type of lifestyle things there with domination and submission. But this profile was probably the most detailed that you can ever see. When you see things like this, no face, only body, showing an imprint, FWB, DGF, no strings attached, fun, and that they lean this way of wanting a BBW or mature older women and they cannot host you, sis, run. Get up, walk away. Get your purse. Don't pass go. Do not collect $200. Just leave. Don't swipe right. Don't let him get in your inbox. If he does, block him, because it's not going to be anything that you want. Again, if you're looking for a long-term relationship, you're not getting it. He already has one, and he's trashing that one. So make sure that you pay attention to the context clues. Like I said, D, straight up front. If you get in with him, sis, that's your fault. Friend in the gym, same thing. Trainer, maybe a military dude, someone where he can explain, oh no, I work with her. She's a friend. We go to the gym. TJ, anytime you see somebody looking for something discreet, that means you won't be seen in public, sis. Run. Chris, the guy that's in town for a week, just wants to hook out, chill out, hook up, grab a drink. Same thing. He's in town for a quick smash and dash. You may be one of the many in different area codes, but nothing long term, nothing you want to sign up for. And then good old James. Save the best for last, to really show how you get into these profiles and what you should be looking out for. So let me look at some of these comments and see what y'all have to say. Pamela says, are these actual profiles? Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Got them off of Tinder. He is on one. He is the one with all the drama. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Let me see. Miss Bernice says these trifling F boys are trying to step up their game and failing. Yes, yes, ma'am. They always fail. Like, this is crazy. LaClasha asks, Lacasia, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. What's NSA? NSA is no strings attached. What site is this? Those were all off of Tinder. That's what I'm currently using. Alicia said this is online prostitution. Girl. Pretty much, but I'm sure you can get it for free. He won't charge you at all. Sandy, thank you so much for the super chat, sis. I can't read what it says, but thank you, Chocolate Padilla, for the super sticker. I really appreciate it. Lashik says sales could mean cashier at the Gap. What's this professional field? That could also be suspect. Absolutely. Like I said in the beginning, people lie in their profiles all of the time. They will always say, oh, my height is this, my weight is this, my age is this. One thing that I've noticed on Tinder is everybody seems to be 39 or 40. And you can look at their face and see they've lived a long life. They're nowhere near 39 or 40. But I think men get to a place where they want to be accessible to, like, the 20-year-old women, mid 20s, late 20s, 30s, and then women who may be a little older. But me and my friends always screenshot people and laugh because it's like, you ain't 39 nor 40, sir, and haven't been for a few years. Like, stop it, you know? Stop. Like, stop lying to yourself. It really sucks when you try to find somebody and you can clearly tell that they're lying. So, one reason why I did this and why this is important to me, like I said in the intro, if you missed it, I've been bamboozled before. I did not do what I know to do because of my profession. Like, right, as a lawyer, I know you need to research people. And this doesn't mean you necessarily need a whole background check, but sis, the first step in vetting someone is to Google them. And I don't know if you all have Googled yourselves lately, but Google scares me with the amount of information that they have that is actually kind of correct. So all you need to do, hopefully they've given you their right name, their actual name. So of course, if they've given you a fake name, then that won't help. But if they've given you their real name, Google them, sis. Get on Facebook. I am on Facebook and have been since Facebook came to my college, Xavier, in 2004. When they opened it up to Xavier, I've been on Facebook. I'm in several groups for fraternity, sorority life. Almost every man that has tried to talk to me out of a Facebook group has been married. You know why? Like, how I know? I click on their name and I go to their profile. And 9 times out of 10, there will be a wedding pic, a pic with the wife and kids, something somewhere. They don't even try to hide it anymore. It's disgusting, actually. As someone who loves love, who wants to get married, it's really sad that these dudes are out here cheating on their wives. But lots of women don't even take the next step to say, oh, let me look at his profile and see what else he's about, let alone on an actual dating site. Now, Facebook has gotten into dating. That's a crap show too. But you got to know. You know what I'm saying? Do background checks. Google these men before you actually go with someone, because we do know online dating, unfortunately, is not safe. People, they're breeding grounds for people who will murder you, kidnap you, rape you. So before you even agree to meet someone online, you need to ask them for proof of identity. Before you go on a date, you need to tell friends or family, hey, going on a date, met this guy here, online, Tinder, POF, wherever you met him. Here's a copy of his driver's license that he gave me. If he is not comfortable presenting you with, or even, scanning and giving you a copy of his driver's license or his state ID, don't go at all. Because why, if he's on the up and up, would he be mad with providing a driver's license? People need to know where you are so that if something happens to you, they at least can say she was last seen with him. Even if he won't give you, if you feel the driver's license is too much, right? Get a when he picks you up, or when you meet in a public place if it's the first meeting. But if people can hide what they want to hide. So if for some reason he's picking you up or you're getting in his car, glance at that license plate, sis. Get you a screenshot of the license plate. Send it to a trusted friend. Hey, this is the car I'm giving in. And when you're having these conversations, a lot of liars and cheaters like to lie by omission, right? When you catch them, it's, well, oh, you didn't ask me that. Well, one, I shouldn't have to ask if you're married because you're on a dating site. I would assume that you're not. But I ask questions. Are you married? Are you separated? Are you in a committed relationship? Is someone in a committed relationship with you? Do you have a jealous ex-stalker? Do you have any situationships? Anything that you can think of that might be out there, like, look, ask them all of the questions because they will figure out a way to say, oh, you ain't asked me that. You ain't asked me if I was sleeping with somebody. And look, we can assume if people are honestly single and out here dating, they may have someone that they're sleeping with. And you may be fine with that. But you at least need to know. I'm a fan of having all of the knowledge, and then I make my own decision. If I like you enough, I may be cool with you dating several other women until we get serious. But, separated. You got to watch out for the separated guys, sis. All of that, we still live in the same house, but we don't sleep in the same bed. I'm just there for the kids. I'm just trying to warn you again. If you want to do it, have at it. But if you want something serious, don't fall for those things, because 9 times out of 10, they can get back with the wife. They can reconcile. Some of these men out here just are holding on so that they don't have to pay child support. I don't know about y'all. That's a big turnoff for me. I can't deal with men who don't want to take care of their children. You'll have men that tell you they're married on paper. And we have a lot of that in our community for some reason. They can be living separate lives, but, they just, both the wife and the husband are separated. Both of them have other relationships, but for some reason, somebody is too cheap to go do the paperwork and get a divorce. Don't settle, sis. Again, I'm not I'm not the female Derrick Jaxn. I'm just letting you know things that you should be cognizant of, because as grown women, we can't, if someone flat out lies to you, lives a double life, you can't help that. But some of it we can prevent just by doing our due diligence, using your resources, doing a good search. All of these things are part of the vetting process. And our goal for this phase of our life is to vet so that we don't have any regrets. Vet these men before you let them into your home, into your body, into your space, your energy, your aura. Sex ties are real. Soul ties are real. Demons are real. You don't want that in your space. Like, life is too short. Peace of mind is better than all of it. So when people ask, oh, why are you single? That's why. Because I go swiping on Tinder and I see stuff like what I just showed y'all, and I can't do it. I'm on Facebook in Facebook groups, and married men are out here approaching left and right. I can't do it. And I'm telling you this as when I talked about the BBW stuff, I'm losing some weight now, but all of my life I have been a BBW, right? And I know the difference is I have pride. And I don't take any and everything. But a lot of men out here think bigger women are desperate and they have, they will take whatever is offered to them. No, ma'am, Pam. No, sir. Not me. So I want y'all to be everything that you want in life. I want you to have the love that you are worthy of. I want you to have the experiences that you want to have. So again, if these tips don't apply to you, cool, don't take them. If you want to be a side chick, or if you just want to get your needs met and you don't care who he's attached to, do you, boo. But if you are actually out here trying to date with the hopes of becoming married or, getting into a serious relationship, just be mindful, right? All right. I don't know does anybody want to call in, chime in? I can get the link to invite y'all. And I'll give it a few minutes if anybody wants to call in. I dropped the link to call into the chat. And if not, we are going to wrap it up. But like I said, be on the lookout. Although we think of Bolo a different way right now, that's what Bolo really initially stood for. Everybody who watches Real Housewives of Atlanta thinks of Bolo a different way. But Bolo, be on the lookout. Guard your heart. Guard your goodies. Don't let these men, swindle you and bamboozle you out of your good stuff. I always watch Demetria Lucas. She says, "Don't waste your pretty." And last year, she had a limited edition T-shirt run with "Mess in a Bottle." That's a really dope Black-owned T-shirt company. If y'all have never heard of them, Message in a Bottle, but it's called Mess in a Bottle. So they did a limited edition T-shirt called "Don't Waste Your Wop." Okay, so don't waste your pretty and don't waste your wop. Hey, we have a caller. Hey, Phasia, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, sis. Happy Good Friday.
Happy Good Friday to you too. I feel like that what you're saying is so necessary. Honestly, I'm just afraid to go out dating at all. Because
Really?
I honestly don't understand, even though I'm younger, I don't understand the concept of meeting someone on, these sites. I
Mm-hmm.
tried when I was younger, but with the understanding that so many people can make up like whole entire lives
Mm-hmm.
themselves. It's just confusing to me. I don't really want to deal with it, so I find it like difficult to. I don't know if I want to meet. I'm just so like, ugh, this is just too confusing. This is too difficult. I
Mm-hmm.
will meet and marry
Mm-hmm.
meaningful relationships. Like I used to have to lean on to just meeting a person through friends or
Mm-hmm.
social circles, but now with COVID it's like how does that even happen anymore? um
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I think you should do a lot more videos like this.
Oh, thank you. Have you? I don't. So I don't know your age or if you've ever been married before. So I am, like I said, about to be 38. I've never been married. I don't have kids. I would like at least one. And I'll be honest, even before COVID, I am pretty much an introvert. Like I love my my space. And so for me it was always hard because my home is my sanctuary. I don't really let people in. I can name about 3 to 4 people that have been to my home. And it's hard, like you said, opening up again. I took a conscious stop from dating in 2018, got into therapy, was doing a lot of work on myself. But, we have to be honest. Mother Nature is what it is. Time is ticking. So I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready. I think I need to get back out there. But I will admit that seeing some of the things that I've shown you all really gives me pause. And so, what I would like to encourage you, just like I'm encouraging you as I'm encouraging myself, just lean on the spirit of discernment that you have. You have to try to get out there, but it ain't gonna be easy. There will be some bumps in the road, but I do have faith that good men are out there. Like I said, one of my good friends from law school met her husband on Tinder. Like they dated for 2 years, then they got happily married. One of my sorority sisters, she was engaged twice, met the first fiance on Match.com. It didn't work out, but and it wasn't a bad breakup. They just didn't work out. And then she met her next fiance on Match.com, and now they're married, have a gorgeous think maybe 4-year-old daughter. So it's possible. And I think it should just be a tool in your toolbox. Like you said, I do think the best way to really meet someone is, word of mouth. Again, people who know these people in real life. And even if you know somebody, you don't necessarily always know them, but friends can put in that good word and say, hey, this is a really good man, you know. But ultimately it's just about doing the work,
It's
you know.
funny that you should mention that you said you do want to have a child.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of people around our age, we have a 2-year age difference. And a lot of people, especially women, particularly me, that I've been going through my 20s and my early 30s thinking, yeah, I'll have time for that. I've got time for that. And then at some point you realize, oh, no, no, you don't have time for that. There's a set time limit for you to decide that you want that. And I'm not panicking in any way because I don't think I want children. But for women, I feel like in that sense, there's this urgency to want to go and find somebody to procreate with. And do you think that's like unfair pressure that women put on themselves? Um,
Absolutely. I don't, the pressure. I, I'm from the South. So the pressure has always been there. And it's so crazy. Like, I was so career driven and professional driven. Like, I was in school until I was 30, you know. So I've been trying to get my career off the ground. Um, and always wanted, like I said, for me, it's about breaking generational curses. My father wasn't in my home. And so I didn't, not oddly, but since I was raised by a single woman, I honestly never really wanted to be a wife, right? I've always wanted to be a mother, never a wife. And that'll be a different discussion. But I can basically say most of the wives that I saw growing up, it didn't look fun. It didn't look, the woman had to give up everything, their good job, their house, they had to move where he lived. It was a lot. I was just like, oh, I don't know if I like this. But I have seen very good marriages as well. It wasn't until I got in my 30s that I started thinking more about my children
mm,
and wanting to provide my children a life that I didn't have. And I can honestly say, just from my experience, I'm not saying that single mothers don't do a great job. They do. My mother did. But it's a two-person job. It's a two-person job for a reason. I can look at my friends who and family members who had their fathers in the home with them. and I can see clear difference
The difference.
between me and them. You know, having a man there, not just any man, but having a good man there to raise them, to teach them things. Yeah, you know, it's different. And so I want that, if I can, provide that for my children. But with that being said, I'm not going to marry any and everybody just to have a husband or a father for my children. So yeah, if in 2 years the relationship thing hasn't worked, I may have to make some different choices. I may have to say, okay, do I just not have kids? And people love to say, oh, Janet Jackson had a baby at 50. Well, honey, I'm not Janet and I don't have Janet's money. So I'm not waiting until 50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, by 40, early 40s, I gotta have, you know, I gotta make a decision. And so that is why I'm just trying to share. Like I said, this is part of my journey. And I know a lot of us are out here on the same journey of trying to find, not even trying to find, because I'm actually kind of super old fashioned. So I'm not necessarily trying to find something, but I'm presenting myself almost as you would. I mean, it's the same thing as real life. That's why some people are so off of online dating. It doesn't turn me off, but like for instance, I don't know if you ever heard of the app Bumble. So Bumble is just like Tinder, except it gives the woman more control. So you may match with someone, like you swipe left, swipe right. You match with someone, but then the woman has to send the first message.
Mm-hmm.
I know what they were trying to do, but for me, I am um more old fashioned.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really believe in shooting my shot, because I think a man who wants you wants you. So I like Tinder because I do have to swipe so that we can match. But then I feel like once we've matched, the door is open. It would be just like if I was in person and I flirt. Like I won't be like, I like you, but I'll bat my eyes, twirl my hair. You know, I'll do things that let you know, like, hey, I'm feeling you.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't take the bait, oh well. But you know, for me, I like alpha men. I like men who know what they want. And honestly, there's if I'm gonna be all the way honest, and I try to do that, I try to be honest and transparent with y'all. Um, in my experience, you know, mad day is a real thing in relationships. And unfortunately, everybody doesn't know how to fight the right way in a relationship. You will have fights and disagreements in a relationship, but the key is to
Argue progressively.
yes, and not try to tear the other person down. Like keep the argument at what we're arguing about, not something that the person told you in vulnerability, not trying to cut their legs out from under them. Keep it straightforward. Some people don't know how to do that, right? And they will throw everything, the whole kitchen sink at you when they're mad. So for me, I feel like men are mean sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want him to be able to say in an argument, I ain't want you no way. You wanted me first. No, sir. No,
Oh,
sir.
you
I'm
can't.
going to know at some point you wanted me. And my friends always laugh at me. They're like, girl, it's 2021. Shoot your shot. Get in them DMs. Send him an inbox. And I'm like, no,
I
no, I refuse. If he wants me, he's going to come at me. So I just,
do
you know.
you hear often that like guys find it attractive when women come to them, like somehow it shows confidence in sorts,
Mm-hmm,
but I don't. I can't cop to that. The other thing I wanted to tell you, because we were talking about communication styles,
uh-huh,
that point you made about asking all of the questions
mm-hmm,
was so necessary, because like you said, a lot of people lie by omission, and I've been a victim of that. Like I just assume, oh, he's with me, so that must be what he wants. Do you want a monogamous relationship? Are you seeing other people? Does somebody think you're seeing them? You know, like that's such so important. And I
mm-hmm.
think women ask enough questions.
Yeah.
So I really love this live that you're doing. I hope you do
Thank
more.
you. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, it's all about in any relationship. It's all about getting to know someone and knowing their true selves. Like, don't try to paint anybody in a box. I'll give another example, and I will do some more of these. But one thing that I look at when I'm looking at these dating profiles is if they want children, because I'm honest that I want more children. Now, some people will say you shouldn't ask stuff like that so early, or you shouldn't look at stuff like that so early. Well, again, time isn't on my side. So at this point in my life, I'm not saying you want to have kids with me, and I'm not saying you want to marry me. But if you know, and when you put up these profiles, you're not putting it up. I'll give, for me as an example, any man, and even for you. When the man creates the profile, he's not doing it because he know he gonna meet. I'm sorry, pronounce your name correctly.
Loves.
It cut out a little bit.
Faisa.
Faisa. Okay. He doesn't know he's going to meet gorgeous Faisa. He doesn't know he's gonna meet pretty Players, right? So he put it up with his truth. I'm thinking. So if you already have in your profile that you don't want children and that you are into polygamy or whatever, or that you never want to be married, cool. You seem like a great dude, not for me. Because that's not what I want. And so often men will try to manipulate you and say, particularly I found with the children thing. Oh, you I'm just saying I want kids, but I don't want them like, you know, outside of a relationship, but I would be open to kids. And like you said, we're getting older. A lot of the guys have kids already. And so if I look at a profile, it's like, sir, wait, you said you had a 20-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 15-year-old. How likely are you really to want to start over? Like, do you really want to start over? Probably not. Or if you say, I don't want kids, then stand on that. But they'll move the goalpost. Well, no, I may want kids. That ain't what you said before you knew me. And here's the thing. I don't want you to have kids just because I want them. Because sooner or later, you will be resentful. And I don't want to feel that. And I don't want my children to feel that energy because children will feel that. I want someone who wants what I want. Now, again, you may not want it with me, which is fine. You know, that's what the actual dating process is for. But I need to know that type of stuff fairly soon.
I think also that we need to make the difficult decisions earlier on. And I think for women, I would say for a lot of women, they get caught up in the lovey-dovey of meeting someone for the first time, seeing yourself through their eyes, and the romantic aspect of it. I think women need to be clearer on what they want from that particular relationship. And I think women are just as guilty as men of presenting a version of themselves
Absolutely.
to attract, and that's not serving them either.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, y'all, I put the link back in. Somebody said they needed to share their experience. But look, I'm speaking as a woman. I don't date women. I date men. But absolutely, both sides need to be honest and upfront about what they want. Again, this is no shade to anyone. If you just want a casual relationship, go for it. Mm-hmm. It's nothing. But I'm speaking from the perspective of someone who wants a serious relationship and who wants to ultimately see better families in our community. And we can't get there until we speak truth and until we are honest and until we heal our traumas and all of the things that have kept us where we are. We laugh about Martell Holt and all those things. And it's entertainment. It's funny. But, that's a real life family being torn apart, and you see the effects on the children. I've mentioned it on the show, spill my own tea. I am whatever Ariana Curry's baby is. Like, I'm an outside child. That had an effect on me growing up.
Of
I
course.
can be honest about that, you know? So I wish the adults would think more about these things before they're just selfish and make their own decisions, because it impacts so many people, you know? And I can definitely say from the South and where I grew up, it's not just me. There were lots of children who were outside children, and to this day, which is one of the reasons why I really don't ever consider dating someone from my hometown very seriously, because a lot of the men that are like my age grew up in this too. They saw their daddy do it, their granddaddy do it, so they think this is normal. They
Yeah.
think this is a regular way of life. And for me, it's not. Now, again, this is a woman at 37. Did I see this at 22, 23? No. I never actively pursued a married man. No, 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 no. But I have been in a situation where like I was lied to, and then once, but I was already in it. And it's like, oh, do I? But ultimately I had to let it go because it's a dead end street. And
What?
I'm not the type of person that's gonna like, ooh, you did this, or your man was with me. I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I pick up my I pick up my bag and I go home. Like, it's not because again, most women, we are women and we have female intuition. And even if you haven't been married, you've been in a serious relationship, you
You
know.
you can
And
see.
so it doesn't make sense. I spared this person, but I have found actual friends' husbands on Tinder.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real ones, like people I know. And I didn't go to their wife. I didn't screenshot and send it because I no. I already know. One, we weren't, we were friends, but we weren't BFFs. So
Mm-hmm.
I felt it wasn't my place. And two, I did call someone who was a BFF, and they were like, "Yeah, this happens." And so I was like, okay, well, apparently it's a thing that I don't know if they're working through it or not, but I'm not going to step in.
Yeah. And relationships are their own countries off
Mm-hmm.
that you can't really give prescribed anything in particular for every single couple. And I guess that can you define a situationship?
That's no, because that's why you call it a situationship. No one knows what you're doing. It's what people tell you, especially in your 20s when you're young, right? Oh, just go with the flow. Don't pressure anything. Don't make him put a title on it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That I've had those guys. Those I don't really want a title, right? But they want to do all the boyfriend girlfriend things,
That comes with
you know. And
yeah.
and and that might mean even dating. Like I went through that in my 20s because I've always been like a serial kind of monogamist. And in the times where I have been single, I have talked about on the after part of this guy that I dated or situationship that was a campus security officer at my college, but he was like 8 years older than me. So I'm 20. He's 28, and he said, "Oh, I just I don't do titles." Right? He didn't do titles, but so since he didn't do titles, that's what I'm operating under. Right? We're just cool. We're kicking it. I happened to go to the movies with someone else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, it
Yeah.
was, I
Yes.
can't trust you. Well, you the one didn't want a title. But it played with my mental at the time because I'm like, well, man, maybe he was taking me seriously. Maybe he really wanted to do something. And now I've gone on this other date. Men who do that are manipulators, and they don't want the title because it's convenient for them. So if they happen to see you somewhere, they can say, "Oh, well, but we wasn't in no relationship." And even though he told me he didn't want a title, again, I'm a serial monogamist. I wasn't dealing after I went on that one date. He was the only person that I was intimate with. And so in my head, I kept thinking, when he's ready for something serious, it'll be me.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It'll be me. I'm the one. No. No, 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 no. And we finally had to have that conversation because and this went on for like 4 or 5 years. He would have kept stringing it along if I didn't finally pull his card and say, what are we? And so, and in a woman's mind, you've been, well, in my mind as a woman, you have to have feelings, emotions, care, something. You've been laying up with somebody for 4 or 5 years. And we would go on dates, not, not often, but we would go to the movies. We would go to dinner. Daiquiri shop, stuff you do in New Orleans to hang out. But he just didn't want a title on it. And come to find out, it's because he was dating whatever other women. And so finally I got to a place where it's like, I can't just keep dealing with you. I need to know if this is ever going to turn into something serious. And he was just like, yeah, no. I like you. Like, he was like, I don't want you to go outside and get hit by a car. But I don't see you in that light.
For
And
that,
that was hard. That was a chin check. I felt like I got punched in the gut.
for that,
But I thanked him for his honesty and I moved on.
yeah, yeah, and sometimes I think, you don't want to be so self-centered that you think he can't possibly be,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm so special, it can't happen to me. But at the same time, there needs to be a level of like confidence within the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we understand each other enough that you will not make moves without telling me or letting me know something's wrong or us trying to work things out. But I find that a lot of women, like you said, if he's getting so upset that I may be seeing someone else when he's clearly said he doesn't want titles, maybe he cares about me that much. Maybe I am pushing him too much. Let me try to stay in my lane and kind of like wait for him to make his mind up about how he feels about me, which at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, it doesn't serve you. But it gets that muddy, that ruddled, and it's hard.
Yeah.
It is.
I get it. I saw somebody trolling in the comments earlier talking about Kevin Samuels has us going crazy. I don't listen to Kevin
I,
Samuels. I would advise any woman who respects herself to not to listen to Kevin
oh
Samuels.
my,
Um,
don't nobody.
well, so here's the thing: if you can listen to things like that and not ingest it, any advice, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. When we were first doing this stuff about Derrick Jaxn, I saw a young lady in the comments that said, don't y'all shouldn't talk about Derrick. He really lifted my self-esteem after Kevin Samuels put it in the trash. Y'all, everybody that's watching, people who may watch the replay,
No.
do not let anyone, particularly people on the internet that you don't even know, have that much control over your self-esteem. Don't. Kevin shouldn't put it in the ground and Derrick Jaxn shouldn't build it up. Take what you can take. Derrick Jaxn said, don't settle. Don't settle. But don't put so much stock in him that now you're devastated that all of this has came out of the closet.
And also his behavior doesn't depreciate the message that he's had. Do you get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But it should make you more aware of charlatans.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kevin Samuels. Y'all, I liken Kevin Samuels, and this is no shade on his platform. He has created a niche that is pretty much like the Howard Stern. He is the shock jock of relationship talk.
It's
He's
outrage. It's outrage as a social currency.
Exactly. He's making lots of money off of it. And it's because people are driven to it. It's so outrageous. It's provocative. It gets the people going. Look, if you want to hear it. But I'm at a place in my life where I don't do negativity. I don't do stuff like that. And interestingly enough, the regular men, not these high value men that he's always preaching about, every time I see something that he talks about reposted, it's regular men. It's not a high value man. So the problem is these regular bums, the dusties that live in their mama's basements, are taking his word as gospel and spreading it around the internet.
Yes.
Girl, do not let someone who is not as, and this is, I mean, man, I ain't talking about Kevin Samuels, I don't know his pedigree. But sis, I don't care how fat you are. I don't care how unattractive to somebody, because everybody's attracted to somebody. So I don't care how you may feel. Do not let some random person tell you what you can and cannot have. God is the only person who tells you what you can and cannot have. And there is somebody out there for everybody. Now, with that being said, some of the things that he says is very true. Because if you are looking for a high value man in a certain field, again, he's talking about probabilities, not possibilities. There will always be someone who falls outside of the thing. To some people, LeBron James's wife, Savannah James, is a basic chick. People always say, oh, he could have had a dime. He'd been with her since high school. He could have upgraded. To some people, I think she's a very beautiful woman. Nice shape, gorgeous. But to some women, to some people, she's basic. There will be guys who keep their, who are looking at the heart, who are looking beyond the superficial. But for most six-figure men, they believe in the old school of beauty as currency. They don't care about your money. They don't care about your degrees because they make lots of money. They want a nice showpiece on their arm and they're willing to pay for it. He talks about single mothers. It is harder, not impossible, but it is harder for single mothers to move in those circles. But again, it's not impossible. Kris Jenner got married to Bruce Jenner with how many kids? So a lot of that stuff is just classism, elitism.
But here's the thing: this
veiled as advice, right? But some of it is absolutely true.
You're absolutely right, and it is true. He is operating within the realm of facts. However, it's the delivery that, you know what I mean? And strangely enough, when I was sending that a clip about that particular video, one of his videos, I sent a Derrick Jaxn clip quite by accident, but he was criticizing the video. It's like, why are you devaluing that woman? You're trying to tear her down and tell her expectations are too high. Well, maybe you should be like, maybe you need to do some work on the inside. Maybe you need to value yourself. Maybe you need to change or open your mind to more possibilities other than what you think you should be having or why you think you should be having those things. What makes you think that a high valued man, quote unquote, is only someone that's making six figures, someone that has to work for a living, you know what I mean? That's not an entrepreneur. I remember you said in one of the lives that you value what was it? Ambition in a partner. And for you, it's not so much that they're not doing anything, but that they strive to be better in what they do. And that could be misconstrued in this day and age to be like, well, I value a man that is making this much money because he's ambitious, he's driven. That's
Yeah.
necessarily the case. And
Yeah, but and that's why you have to really get to know people, get to know somebody's energy and heart, and especially when you're dating. And I appreciate people who ask the follow up questions, like you said, what does ambition mean to you? Because it means different things to different people, just like success. I'm not money motivated, never have been. If it was, I would have went out of law school and went to these big law firms that were recruiting me. Didn't want it. I value my quality of life over the six figures. You know, I'll get there. Whenever you do something that you love, Oprah says it, people take it as a cliche, but it's absolutely true.
yep.
When you do what you love, the money will come.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to be 26 years old, depressed at a law firm, 12 to 16 hours a day just to say I'm there. I didn't aspire to that life. It wasn't for me. No shade to anybody else that it is for, but it's not for me. So for me, ambition means, again, like you said, you strive to be better. We want to build. I want to build things with my husband. I want to grow my community. I want to make this place better than what I left it. So that's why I need a like-minded person. If you're cool with just a 9 to 5, and even in your 9 to 5, you don't want to grow, that's going to be problematic for me because you won't understand what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
You won't understand that the vision that I have and the things that I want to see, education, like just basic community resources, like, these kids, if I knew what I knew now, if I knew what I know about finances now, the money I ran through in my 20s
Mm.
at these big law firms, I want to teach kids about stocks, diversifying your income, internships, investments, like everything that school doesn't teach you. It's a lot that I have in my heart to do. And so if you're with someone who wants you to stay stagnant, well, it's easy for them to stay stagnant, eventually that energy will transfer to you, or
Yeah.
they'll try to put it on you. They want you to stay stagnant too. Now, if you're cool with being stagnant and you can watch me move, cool. But from what I found, a lot of men, well, the men I've dated, I should say that, aren't cool with that.
Mm.
They try to dim your light, and I can't. I've done that, and so when I talk to people, when I talk about relationships, I'm talking about what I know. When we talked about Derrick Jaxn and the controlling, when we were wondering if she was being held against her will, I was in a 6-year relationship from 24 to 30 with a guy who was controlling.
Mm.
But I ignored the red flags. He told me, early on, he couldn't trust any woman. He never trusted his mama.
Mm.
And I heard it, but I didn't hear him. Like I joked because I didn't have that level of trauma in my life. I didn't know how you can't trust your mama. Anyway, you're going to see me. I'm dope. You're going to see me. I'm loyal.
Mm-hmm.
6 years later, baby, that man had me curled up in the fetal position because I was just at a point where I couldn't do it anymore. It was too repressive. Um, so you have to pay attention to these things early on. It will save you years of headaches. And that's just kind of my message. I'm not shading anybody. I'm not downing anybody because everybody has to decide what they want for their lives. Like I said, I grew up in a relationship um that was a outside relationship. Um and I had to get to it was a conscious thing. Because if I wasn't conscious about it, I probably would have repeated the pattern.
Yeah.
But I had to consciously think of when you were a little girl
Mm.
and your dad would leave.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do you want your child to feel like that? Now, again, you can get married and the relationship can fall apart. You can get a divorce. But
It's the
You
attempt.
know, it's one thing when you enter it like that. You know, I'm also not a proponent of staying married just to stay married for children or anything, money, anything. Because again, children feel that energy. If
Mhm.
it's best for you all to divorce and separate and be great co-parents, do that. Don't have kids growing up in chaos. But it's that type of thing that I worry about. And that's hard for me with online dating and dating in general. People who have self-actualized enough and who have done their own work to say, no, I want better for my children. Because a lot of people say they want better for their children, but they only use that when they talk about material things. I want to make sure my kids have everything I didn't have. It's not what that means, sis. Not what that means. It means more love. It means more peace. It means more care. It means more promotion. Are you giving them the access to things that you didn't have? You know, maybe you wanted to go to a summer camp to learn about coding or to learn about acting. I don't know, and you couldn't. Give them that. Give them things that will develop them. And I mean, you can give them material stuff too, but that shouldn't be everything. And a lot of people think just throwing money at their kids changes something. It doesn't. It makes them spoiled and entitled. So you can it's a balance. I don't have people love so you even got kids. I don't. I got nieces and nephews though. And I was a child and I know what worked for me, you
Somebody
know.
is it's about equipping your children with the tools that they need to navigate the world in a healthy way. And
Yeah.
always money. It's not always, yes, you can be a kid who's who is in a two-parent household and then have them divorced and still be able to have that kid grow up healthy because
Mhm.
providing them with those tools to understand it's not mommy, it's not you, it's not, we just grew out of it. And
Mhm.
like you gotta be ready for that kind of stuff, and you have to think about that kind of stuff before you become a parent. So of course we're gonna be saying certain things, right? But yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
so nice talking to you,
It
Cloud.
was great talking to you too. I see I have somebody else in the backstage, but thank you for coming on and joining the discussion. Like I said, don't, these were just tips and things to look out for. Don't think that all online dating is bad. We just have to be 10 steps ahead of these men, honey, because they will try it if they can. So, thank you so much. Let me bring the other person up and try to get to some of these super chats that I am missing. I'm sorry, y'all. I see, but we were so in our discussion. So thank you, sis. See you later if you join us tonight with All About the Tea. All
Okay.
right. Bye.
Oh, how do I get?
Hey, Loki. I'm sorry you had to wait so
Oh,
long. Thank
I
you for
will.
joining me.
I will wait forever, pretty please.
Oh.
Listen, this is amazing. This is amazing. When this is all said and done, I'm going to be sharing this with my daughter. I'm actually going to have my daughter subscribe to your channel because I like what it is that you're bringing. Um, my daughter's 29. Now, I was a young mom. I had her at 16, and I met my husband when she was 5 years old. We got married early at 21. My girlfriends made fun of me for getting married so early, and my husband is actually 11 years my senior. I was just always attracted to older men. That was just my thing. So, anywho, it worked out for me. And I'm looking now at all this stuff that you're talking about on the dating scene. I'm scared for my friends that are not, latched down. It's a scary world out there. Knowing this information is important. And what stuck out to me, why I know I said my daughter has to see this, that realm of bumping into a married man, the signs, even as her mother, I don't know where to tell her to start to look for signs except for, okay, he can't stay nights with you.
Hmm.
That's all I know. Me and my husband have been together 24 years.
Oh well, girl, not just he can't stay nights, he can only answer the phone. You'll start to notice he doesn't call you after 9ish.
Oh,
He doesn't call after 9. He doesn't want to be seen in public or certain places at all.
she's like, I got it
Hmm.
all for you.
Because let me tell you, I was showing just stuff that I've recently found on Tinder. But like I said, I've been burned before, and there will be married men who do show their face, who show
Mm,
their full body. There are some, like I said, I saw one of my friends' husbands, and he had a full. It was he put I think all of his pictures on Tinder. It was a whole yearbook of stuff.
wow.
I He was just being flagrant with his stuff, and I'm like, is this? I know this ain't, and I'm looking, but I know it's him. But I just couldn't believe I saw. I've seen friends boy, or at least friends ex-boyfriends, but I knew that the ex-boyfriend was now in a new relationship with a new fiance, and so
Right.
I wasn't friends with the new fiance, so I didn't care. But I sure screenshotted and sent it to my ex, like, girl, look at this bullet you dodged. She over here on Tinder, he got a whole fiance.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
will be out there, married or in significant relationships. Again, this isn't all men, but a lot of men, when they are unhappy, they will shop around early instead of
Mm-hmm.
just ending it. And women too, because men love to. But again, I don't date women, so I'm talking about the people I date.
Right, right.
They will shop around early in anticipation. Now, the marriage is where there's the problem because it takes longer to get a divorce. But even guys who are already in a committed relationship, if they're unhappy, they'll start shopping around. And then once they finally have something new on the hook, you know, they'll
Yeah.
let the old thing go or not, they'll have multiples. It is what it is. Not all men cheat. I definitely don't believe
Right.
that all
Understood.
men cheat. There are some good men out there, but there are like a lot of them that, it's just in their system,
You're
honestly.
absolutely right. Because I'll say this: me and my husband, we've already had our fallout. We've had our fallout. He got me. I got him back. We even.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So look, that next go around, you get two shots. You hear the
Hmm.
three shots? No, you get two shots. The one shot was a mistake. Your next shot, I'm out. And the other thing
Absolutely.
is, I try to explain to my daughter as well, don't do that get back type of stuff. It's not worth that.
Hmm.
If it ain't working out, you're not happy, you're not comfortable, just leave. Do not play the games, don't trail nobody along, do the cutoff. Before my husband, that's how I used to roll. But since being settled down, it's all this new stuff. And I'm listening to how you're breaking down the initials and all I'm like,
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I need a
Let me
dictionary.
see. Let's see, so people can see
Yes.
what we're talking about. In fact, because I saw some people coming in late. So yeah, and you know what actually prompted me? I'm gonna spill some of Dr. B's business a little bit, but Dr. B, who was on Wednesday with me about, I don't know if you saw that video. If not, y'all go
Yes.
check it out about COVID.
The
But
shots,
like I
yes.
said, we're very good friends. She's single as well, and so I was telling her about this idea. And so when I was reading this to her, she didn't even know what a lot. So if you don't, I've been, like I said, on Facebook since '04, on YouTube since '06. So I've kind of grown up. I was back burning CDs off of Napster. I've always been intrigued by the internet, on message
Yes.
boards back in the day. So I know what this speak is when I see it. But like you said, a lot of people don't. So yeah, the whole BBC. She was like, "Oh,
Yes.
he being nasty." I'm like, "Yeah, girl, big black rooster. He letting you know." And then he's looking for FWB, friends with benefits. So yeah, if you're, probably 30 and older,
I'm
35 and older, but
46. I'll
especially if
say it.
you don't live in this, in this internet world, you don't know what that
Yes.
shorthand means. I know people who still don't know what like OMG means.
R-
Craziness. But
Right.
yeah.
As simple as that. You're right.
Yeah.
Taya, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't
Oh,
do it.
you talk to your dog. Yeah. And
Yes.
so, yeah, the ongoing NSA, no strings attached, girl. He wants no string attached fun. And then he likes BBWs. He likes a big, beautiful woman or a mature older woman. And then someone who can host.
Yes, when I
Hotness.
was just like, yeah, and she got that. Like when you said the part about being cheap, I'm like, wait, he can't even pay for no room. He,
He want to come to your house and lay it down. Sis, your house.
yeah,
He's not even paying for a hotel room, even though he got on that big old hotel tile covering up his BBC.
yeah. No, my daughter needs this. She needs this. I like to think that she got a good head on her shoulder. I trained her well, but at the same time, all of this new stuff coming out. She told me a lot of things are coming out about dominatrix on there. They're looking for Pacific things
Oh
on these
yeah.
online dating. I'm like, what the heck is
Well, and that's
happening?
what I'm saying. So Tinder, you're married, so you haven't been on it. But Tinder, so if I'm on Tinder, all I really see is his picture, right?
Okay.
That's all that presents to me initially. And some people only get on Tinder and they only swipe left or right based on the picture. But you
Okay.
can click the picture, and if they have multiple pictures, there's a toolbar and it'll let you scroll through all of their pictures. But when you click it, that's when it brings up all of this other information. Now, some people like D, he didn't really put anything, married and bored. Or this guy, see, he has nothing under there. There's no extra information.
Okay.
So you just got to go with what you see. But again, I know what cold friend in the gym is. Um, this guy did the service of giving you his game, of setting it up front, what he's looking for.
He sure did.
Misbehaving asked why I covered up his name. Girl, I'm not trying to get sued in these streets. I was a little gracious to him and gave him a new name.
Okay.
um
I
but
was saying
yeah,
AKA Derrick, but go ahead.
but yeah, so he is letting you know, and that's why he has this little wink emoji here. Like, if you with the ish, I can host occasionally during the daytime. And so don't be surprised if you go in their house and you see a couple pictures, sis, and see some kids' shoes and a couple of some clothes, some panties if you go through a drawer or two,
It's a new
because
day.
I'm telling you, he is married and or
Yes.
otherwise attached. And that is
Yes.
what all of this code is for. All of this, I'm in a professional field and my face is hidden. No, sir. No,
Right.
I'm a
If you was
professional as
on the up
well.
and up,
And I have a picture up.
right. If you was on the up and up, we would see it all. That's just shameful. And I was also thinking about some people, some of my girlfriends used to say things along the lines, well, you safe, you good, girl, you married, you wouldn't have to worry about I said, not necessarily. I
Mhm.
feel married women are more prone to letting their guards down because
Mhm.
in our minds, yes, we he's not doing that because of that ring. No, you let your guard down and you're not thinking along those lines. If I was just dating, then I would know to look out. When you're married, most of the women are like, oh no, that's just not happening, and they could be doing X, Y, and Z. So it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now
Oh
I
yeah.
want to know about background checks.
Mhm.
Did you know of any websites? When because okay, we got Facebook, we got going on Tinder, we got now we want to know, do they have any background like beating women or hitting women? Do you
Mhm.
know of any free sites where the viewers could look up to do backgrounds on some of these guys?
So I'll be honest, I don't know any free sites.
Okay.
Like I said, a general Google search will usually give you a lot, unless their name is super generic.
Okay.
Like, if their name is John Smith, then you need to put some extra in there. Whatever city he lives in, the stuff that you do know. That's why I also said if you're getting ready to go on a date, you can tell him, like, oh, for my safety purposes, I require a copy of your ID or a copy of your driver's license or something like that. If you get that type of information and you know where he lives, one good free source is property records.
Okay.
So, like most cities and states, your property records are a public record. So,
Yes.
for instance, one guy that I met, I didn't do my homework. I did it afterhand and was kicking myself. But I was able to search the property records, and of course, when I look at the deed, there's him and somebody else on the deed. And then it shows me when the house was bought and things like that. So if he were to say,
Yes.
"Oh, we're divorced," no, sir, y'all just bought this house last year,
Exactly.
and you didn't say
Exactly.
you were separated or anything like that. Um, they do have something called like people finders, been verified. Like there are some things that are out there. I don't know if they're free or not. I've never used those services. But
Okay.
just like usually to me, a general Google search, like they have all of these things that'll show address, people's voter registration. Again,
Wow.
if they are registered to vote, it'll show you who they may be related to, and you can kind of gauge from that person's age and that person's age if it's like a child or if it might be a potential spouse.
Okay.
Because of my career, I do know people that um have access to actual background checks. And I don't know, LexisNexis is a legal search engine. I don't know if their people search. I definitely know it's not free. I don't know
Okay.
if anybody can sign up for it, but those are things that people use when they are like trying to get judgments paid.
Okay.
And because it'll give you everything, their income, where they work, all of their addresses like that could ever be on file, almost
Okay.
basically credit reports and everything else. So yeah, any basic Google search engine, like I said, for me right now, like I haven't even been doing any deep dives lately, but I definitely do Google. I definitely look on Facebook if I have a first and a last name. Even if I have a first name, I was crushing on somebody. I'm,
Mhm.
I'm a researcher, y'all.
Okay.
And again, I don't tell people that I have a crush on them. So I was crushing on somebody, and I
Right.
knew his first name, and I knew where he
Okay.
lived. So I
Okay.
was able to put that into Facebook and pull up his whole thing to see if he was single. I found his profile on Facebook because most people on Facebook, not all, but most people on Facebook use their real name.
Yes. Yes.
I was like, oh yep, because I know how he looks. It's like, look, girl, I was telling my friend, this is him. I was sending people pictures and stuff, and he was
Okay.
single, but
Yeah. Cause see,
yeah.
I have a girlfriend at DOJ, but I just hate asking her to do stuff like that. But if it comes into where we need to for my daughter's safety, we do what we got to do. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Absolutely. And look, just like you said, pass it on to your daughter, but um I pray that you and your marriage stays together. But even, it's always news that you can use. Like
yes,
even
right.
and like you said, even if you can't personally use it, there may be someone in your life who uses it. And however you choose to use it, whether if you're single in the future or if you start
Right.
feeling some of our spidey senses go to tingling on what our own partners might be doing. you know
Exactly.
you never know what's out there. I do know people who have found their husbands, like their current husbands,
Yeah.
on dating sites as well. Like, we both are here in these streets because I
Oh
came across
yeah.
your profile, you came across mine.
Right, right. Intuition is everything, honey. Intuition is everything. It
Absolutely.
is. It is. All right,
Absolutely.
Ples. Thank you so much for your
You're
time. I hope to see you later,
welcome.
girl.
Yes.
I'm getting all ready now. You see the scarf. I'm gonna be dressed up later.
Yes,
But
I'll be
this,
there, and I hope you, like I said, have a great Good Friday, a great Easter weekend. If you're gonna
yes.
be with your friends and family, just make sure you're safe.
Oh yeah. No, we
I
gonna
know it's
be.
been a long time, and everybody's ready to get back together, but we still gotta watch out for
Yeah.
this
No, I
COVID
get
out here.
stuck with this
Okay.
one all the time. This is little Matea. She just want to be in every damn thing. Yeah, I'm stuck with her for Easter weekend. Say
Okay.
hi to Ples.
All
All righty,
right.
girl.
Thank
Well,
you
thanks
so
for
much,
the
Loki, for always
information.
being so supportive. All right.
Yes. All right, girl. Love you later.
Love you too. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right, y'all. Let me try to scroll back through some of these super chats. I don't want y'all to think I'm ignoring you because I'm not. I'm very appreciative. But they only go back so far. So here we go. Boy Crazy Stacy, thank you for the super chat. She says a man that has trust issues with his mom or disrespects her is a red flag. I learned that the hard way. Yes, sis, I did too. I never want anybody else to have to learn that lesson. So, ladies and gentlemen, if they don't trust their own mama, watch out. I thought I saw some more, but I can't see them in the stream anymore. But one I think I vaguely remember asked me, what do I consider to be a good man? Um, as I kind of already discussed earlier, ambition, but definitely compassion, someone who's patient, someone who is God fearing, someone who cares about the world around them, wants better for their children, who is honest and transparent, even when it's hard. I prefer people to tell me the truth, even when it's hard. I respect that all the way. And then once I have the truth, I have to decide what I'm going to do with it. But yeah, just basically good people who don't lie and don't cheat. Who can tell what they want. So yeah, I think it's getting a bit long, an hour and 42 minutes. We've had a great conversation. I really appreciate you all for supporting me. Thank you all for the super chats and the super stickers. If I missed it, charge it to my head and not my heart. I'll do one last run through for the people who may have come in late about what to look for, and then we'll get out of here. So, first one, D. D is upfront. He's transparent. D says he is married and bored. But the first kicker is D does not have a picture. If you want a married man or you're married yourself and you want bored and you're bored too, you might want to hook up with D. That's not what I'm looking for. So that's that. Next, we have Friend in the Gym. Friend in the Gym is advertising his goods. He wants you to see their chest. He got probably a little V cut going on here, but he says he's just looking for a friend in the gym. More than likely, he's a trainer or someone who can easily explain if he were to be seen with you that you're a client or something like that. Next, we have TJ. TJ again has no picture. He is 6'2". We like tall men, so he's appealing to that. Positive and polite. We like polite men. He's appealing to that. He's a good dude. He's a good man, Savannah. And he is looking for something discreet that can be long term. So anytime a man tells you he wants you to be discreet, that means he wants you to be private, quiet, someone that he doesn't really, you probably won't see daylight too much with him because, you got to be discreet. The only reason why you need to be discreet is if you are sneaking around. It's one thing to be private and not have social media and everybody in your business, because I don't do that either. My relationship status on Facebook has been single since I got on Facebook in 2004, and it will be single until I'm married. So, yeah, you can be private without being discreet. The next one was Chris. I gave Chris a new name as well. Again, no face, no case. He wants you to know that he is in town for a week and looking to get to know someone while I'm down here to chill out with and maybe go grab a drink. So if you're lucky, he might take you to the bar More than likely, he just wants you to come to his hotel room and smash because he's only in town for the week, and you really can't get to know someone in a week. And he's only showing you his chest and what he has to offer. Last but not least is good old James. James is the one who put it all the way out there. Again, no face, no case, but you can see that print. You can see that BBC that he's advertising. So yeah, he says he's in sales, he's in the professional field, so hits the reason his face is hidden. And so this is the thing. He knows that smart women will question why he has no face pictures up. So he wants to give you a reason off the bat. My professional field. I know plenty of doctors, lawyers, accountants, veterinarians, whatever, all kind of professions, marketing executives, CEOs. We're all professionals, and dentists. My friend that found her husband on Match.com was a dentist. She had face pics up. He did too, her husband. So no professional field bars you from showing your face. But he's willing to send pics if you're looking for what he's looking for. To be to be specific, he's looking for, if you would like a BBC, big black rooster. The rooster is 9 inches. He is very handsome, clean, and he is a DDF professional. That means disease and drama free. So he wants you as well to be disease and drama free. Don't bring him no STDs for him to take home to his wife, nor any drama. He's looking for FWB, for safe sex, friends with benefits. He doesn't like to bed hop, so he wants it to be consistent, ongoing, NSA fun. So he wants you to be his concubine consistently and ongoing, but no strings attached. He doesn't want you to get hooked. He practices great hygiene, and he prefers BBWs, big beautiful women, because people like to think that big beautiful women don't have any self-esteem or confidence and are willing to accept whatever he's selling. Mature older women. The pickings are allegedly slim, and if he were to get caught and you find out that he's actually married, you wouldn't go blabbing around town because you don't want your church members or others to know what you were into. He prefers someone who can host. That means he's coming to your house to do the do, sis. He can host occasionally, but only during the daytime. Can't be over there at night because his wife and kids are there, sis. Can't come over. And then of course he gives you the winking smiley, because if you down, you down. You already know what this is. And then hashtag BBC, hashtag dominate. I see someone said DDF, means disease and drug free. It can mean that also. Disease and drug free, but it also can mean disease and drama free. And of course he wants you to be drama free because he said no strings attached. All right. I love it. I hope you all enjoyed. This was my second live, so I'm trying to navigate comments, popping stuff up on the screen. Don't have any moderators yet, but it was a really good conversation. I thank all of you. Hold on. I see some more super chats. I don't want y'all to think that I am ignoring you, because I'm absolutely not. Victoria Fernandez, thank you for the super chat, sis. She says, have a happy Easter. Yes, I plan to. I hope you do as well. Joe Johnson, thank you for the super sticker, sis. I really appreciate the support. T-Ness, love you, players. Love you too, T-Ness. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the support. That is it. Again, I thank you all for everybody who came in and gave some comments. I think there were maybe a couple of other ladies who came in to try to join the chat, but they left. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get to you all, but y'all know where you can find me. We will be live on All About the Tea later tonight. So if you are into celebrity gossip, come join me on All About the Tea. I also uploaded, I think, my Married at First Sight review yesterday, where I talk about Married at First Sight. I love relationship shows, y'all, because as you can tell, I love love. And I love seeing other people find love, whether I'm single or not. I love to see them at least try, because at the end of the day, y'all, like I told Faisa, these were just tips. Don't let these lames stop you from looking for love or trying to find love if that's what you truly want. It is hard. Sometimes we have to cast our net wide, because you may not know good men in your city. You may not have friends that can introduce you to a good man. And outside is still moderately closed depending on where you live. So online is always an option. But make sure that when you go out, looking or whatever you're doing, that you keep some of these things in mind. Hopefully I have given you some things to think about when you're in your online dating jungle. It's a jungle out here in these streets. We just got to know how to push through the bushes, honey, and get that life that we are all deserving of and that we want. I love y'all. Love, live, life. That's my motto. Anything that you want in this life, if you put your mind to it, you can get it. I never thought I would be live sharing my stories and interacting with so many people online, but I am, right? And so anything you want to do, just push through fear, go with God. He will get you through it. In terms of these relationships, just be safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't take any wooden nickels, like my mama always told me. And have fun. Dating should be fun, but it's only fun when it's done in truth and honesty and fairness. If you sign up for a role, take the role, sis. But be aware of what comes with the role. It may not be everything that you expect. I love y'all. And, I will see y'all next time. Thank you for joining me. Love it. I see y'all still in the comments. Hold on. Hey, Vanessa. The replay will be up, y'all. So if you missed it, if you're just getting off work or just being able to come in, thank you. If you want to be a moderator, I see some people saying they would like to be moderators. I don't know how often I'm going to be going live, but yeah, I'll probably need some moderators on deck. If you would like to be a moderator, just DM me on Instagram and let me know your Facebook name, because I know some people, your YouTube name, because I know some people's YouTube names aren't the same as their Instagram names. So let me know who you are, and I can go back and try to add you into the channel as a moderator. I'll be trying to do these. I can't promise you a schedule right with work off the bat, but I will try to plan some more lives and some more topics for me to cover and for us to chat about. If you missed the chat with Dr. B about COVID and the vaccine and how it affects the Black community, please go check out that replay on my channel. And again, I love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. If you want to support the channel and you weren't able to, I'll run the banner right quick with my Cash App. Again, that's nothing that don't feel pressured to do so. But I do have people ask me all the time, like, how can we support what you're doing? You can always support by watching my videos, the super chats and the super stickers that I got here today. And then my Cash App is Scared of Beautiful. So if you would like that, that's where we are. And I will be, of course, on All About the Tea later tonight. Easter Sunday is on the horizon. And so if you follow me on Instagram, you know I do sing-along Sundays. We will have a double sing-along Sunday for Easter Sunday because I have to thank God for his blessings. All blessings flow from him. So I will be doing a gospel version of Sing-Along Sunday, also a regular version, because for me, Easter Sunday is super big in our family. We would always go to church. We're not doing that because of COVID, but we are, I'm still in the mood of seeing friends and family. So I may go down and see some of my family, keeping my mask on though. And, I will give y'all 2 sing-along Sundays though. We'll have 2 of those. And as always, Instagram, YouTube streets, email me. I'm here. Who was that? Miss Baby said, you're not gonna, let me see if I can show this. You're not gonna pull a Kevin Samuels and stop the live stream until people get the super chats up. No, ma'am. No, I've never been on any of his live streams. Every time I see one of his videos, it's something that someone has posted on Facebook. That's how I got introduced to him. So no, I don't do that. I'm not doing that now. I was just, somebody did ask. So I'm letting you know how you can support the channel otherwise, if you don't do the super chats or the super stickers, if you feel so inclined. But again, love y'all. See y'all next time. I will definitely look at adding some moderators. And that's going to be it for today. I hope you were able to learn something. If it didn't apply to you, like Low Key said, share it with a family member or friend who you think may need the help with some online dating tips and how not to get stuck with a Martell Holt or a Derrick Jaxn. All right. I love y'all. See y'all later. Bye.